What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, aka my smart people, and welcome to the very first episode of Trust the Process. Today, I'm here with a special guest. I'm always with this dude. I wouldn't say dude, but the man himself. People, people know him from my Instagram page, Trust the Process. Ladies and gentlemen, give it a hand to my dad. Say what's up, Dad.
What's going on, everybody? AJ, thanks for having me on your first episode. But I mean, I had to be on your first episode, right? It's us, man.
Yeah, it's us. We're the duo.
That's where the duo.
Duo, man.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm excited for you. I'm excited for this first show.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to things that are gonna happen with this, man.
Oh, me
I
too.
know you're gonna do. I'm praying you're gonna do big things.
Yeah.
But I came here because I wanted you to kind of explain to everybody what is Trust the Process. Why did you come up with that name, Trust the Process?
Mhm.
And what inspired you to want to start a podcast, start an Instagram account, and what is it? What is your goal with this show?
Okay. I'm gonna start from kindergarten. When I was in kindergarten, I had some issues. Let's start off with I was kind of deaf. I don't know what the scientific word is, so I'm not gonna.
So you needed tubes in your ears.
Yes, I needed tubes in my ears, and now I can hear just fine. But the other thing was I wouldn't say because of that, but I didn't speak at all. I didn't speak at all. It was at the point where people were diagnosing me with autism because I didn't speak, and but then you and Mom were like, let's not sugarcoat this. Let's not assume. Let's just raise him to be a young man, a gentleman. No sugarcoat, nothing like that. And when you guys did that,
Well, first off, it's your mom
yes,
really went above and beyond, making sure that we got you to the doctors, making sure you were diagnosed correctly,
exactly,
and really making sure that you got the help that you needed
yeah.
while you were in school. Um, so during that time, when you was there, were you struggling when you were younger? Were there teachers that helped you when you were younger? How did that go about when you were in kindergarten,
Um,
if you remember?
I used to cry a lot because I hated school because I felt like teachers didn't understand me. I'll give you an example. So I used to write big and spacey, right? And a lot of teachers, they look at it and they're like, "You're not supposed to write like that. You're supposed to write this way. Write your name this way." And then I didn't really talk. So, but my mindset, what I was saying in my head was the reason why I wrote them so big and spacey is so I can read it clearly. So I can see Jayden, J Den, and then I can put it together. Because you know, the words are always together and they're always small. And I didn't get it that I wasn't. It wasn't that I wasn't. I was dumb. I wasn't dumb. It's just that's how I got the word and understood it. That's an example why I didn't want to be in school because teachers never understand who I am.
They never understood you.
Yes, they never understood me. It was always, I always went to my mom, um, and my mom was always like, "Gene, you gotta do this, do that." My mom was always there for me. Basically, my mom is the reason, and you, of course, but my mom is the reason why I made this show. The reason why I made Trust the Process. It was all my mom, because she always had faith in me.
Shout out to your mom.
Shout out to my mom, Marie Villa, man. She does a lot for me. I love my mom to death, and without her, I don't know where I'd be.
So, during school, did you have hard issue? Did you have issues talking? Did you not talk that much? Were you quiet? Did you stick to yourself? Were you afraid to talk to other kids? I mean, but how was that in school as far as talking with other kids, socializing? Sorry, I lost the word.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry. Um, it was all of the above, actually.
What do you mean all of the above?
One, I didn't know a lot of words. Two, I was very insecure because I didn't want to say anything dumb because I felt like I was dumb. Three, when I would talk to people, and when I was young, and I would say some words. Um, they thought they thought, no, let's not talk to this kid. This kid's either a creep, and they use the R word, retard. They would say that, and that's why I hate the word. I get it's an old school phrase, but I just, I've been called that my whole kindergarten year, and I got held back, and they kept calling me that. So it was all the above. So I didn't really want to be social because I didn't want to deal with that. But thank my mom again, and you as well. When we moved, we went to the school called Altaloma. I love Altaloma because Altaloma has the best resource program.
Absolutely.
They have the best resource program, and I'm gonna tell you what, they have the best teachers. I don't know if they still do because teachers, schools do evolve, but they had the best of teachers. And so first grade, I had a first grade teacher, and that's when I started to, you know, go to a new school and be like, maybe something will change. I felt like it didn't change at all.
Yeah.
Because I had a very old school teacher, if you would. So she didn't have time for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
I
had
understand her though. I had a teacher like that, but I
yeah,
understand.
yeah.
She wasn't as bad as y'all make her seem, but
She's not that bad.
nah.
No, as I'm older now, I
Yeah. When
understand.
you were younger, she was the worst though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why, and of course, we were in a meeting and they said, Jaden, you're going to go to speech classes. And I thought that was fun because I was in speech kindergarten. So I love speech. And the reason why I love speech is because they always have games. And of course, snacks.
Your favorite.
My favorite.
If you
But
got snacks, it's your favorite class.
yeah, it's the first question I ask if you invite me to anywhere. And well, now they have to be vegan. But in speech class, they would always.
Favorite class was lunch.
My favorite class was lunch as well. I love lunch and recessed. But in speech, they would use games like Candyland, and they would use Candyland to teach how to talk, and that was really. I wish I can. I'm bad with names, and I would, if I remember the teacher's name, I would love to go up to her and be like, "Thank you for everything," because she was a wonderful teacher, and so, she taught me how to speak, and that's when I started speaking clearly, learning how to say more words than I usually do. And I started to have more friends just like me. And what I mean is, they had learning disabilities.
Who
Because
had learning disabilities?
yes, they had learning
Who?
disabilities. Daniel and
The other students?
yeah, the other students,
Okay.
like Daniel, Junior, Gabriel, Emmanuel, Jemiah, they all understood me in what I was going through. And it's not that they had a learning disability. It's sometimes some kids just need extra help.
Mm-hmm.
So they would be like, yeah, you can come over.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, and
So did you feel when you went to Altaloma that well, first off, you know what? Let's not even go there yet. Let's go into some of the teachers that really jumped in, that really were passionate about their
yes,
work, that really loved you kids and really went above and beyond to make sure that you got to where you needed to be.
yes,
Even when you got out of school, I mean, they prepped you for life. So
yes,
uh, speak on those teachers, but let's put them in order, right? So let's go
yes.
from
Let's go from fourth grade.
okay,
Now, third grade was bad.
third grade was bad. Okay.
Third grade was bad because I didn't understand anything, and I was graduated from speech at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. But fourth grade, I had a teacher, and her name was Miss Doina.
Miss Doina,
Miss Doina. Shout out to Miss Doina, man.
great teacher.
Wonderful teacher. Yeah, I had Miss Doina. And from what you guys understood from the teachers that, from the meetings and what I've understood, she actually, she also teach kids with learning disabilities. So she knew, she wasn't like new to the game. She knew what she was doing. And so, I had a lot of teachers that would be like, yeah, do this, 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 this. And I was so confused. I was like, I don't understand this at all. Miss Doina is like, okay, Jane, let's do it this way. And then let's do it that way. And then let's do it this way and that way. And I said, oh, so I started to get it more. And it was, and because of her, now I know how to count and
Yeah.
write and things like that.
That was the beauty of Miss Doina. I remember parent teacher conference when I first met her, and she was kind of explaining how she teaches you kids and how she lets you be yourselves. And she didn't just grade you if the work was correct or not. She graded you to if you were really giving your all, you really were trying, she saw that you were really putting in the effort, even
Yes.
if the answers were incorrect, because you were putting in that effort
Hmm.
and you weren't slacking, she would still give you a great grade. She would help you out to figure out the answer, of course.
Hmm.
She would show you the steps, but she didn't just, you know, red tag the paper and say you fail. She never let
Exactly.
you kids
Never did.
fail.
Yeah, she wouldn't say you fail.
Ever.
She would say, "Hey, Jaden, you want to stay after a little bit?" But yeah, sure. Stayed after, and then she said, "Hey, you got an A."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was really in awe of her.
yeah, that was all Miss Doina, man. I love Miss Doina. And then fifth grade, I had her again because we made sure.
Absolutely.
And then sixth grade, where did I begin? I had friends. I had friends from sixth grade that that were, we were close, and then we all fell apart because they were becoming cool kids. I didn't know cool kids was a thing. I thought all kids are kids. All kids are the same. There's never no one can be superior from who you are. The only person superior is Jesus. I had to add a little Christian thing because I'm Christian.
Amen.
And but I didn't get it, and so that's when I fell down and was insecure. And yeah, I was so insecure, and I didn't want to socialize anymore. And my mom was like, "Jalen, what's wrong?" And I explained to her, I don't want, I want to drop out. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I didn't know that word, but I guess it's a real word,
Mhm.
dropout.
And there was more going on
And
too.
there was more going on with personal issues. But you and mom, you explained the consequences of dropping out.
Yes.
And I was like, well, you guys made it, but you always said, yeah, but there's a thing, it's hard work. You have to do a lot more than when you graduate. So we had a meeting in sixth grade. We had a meeting, and you guys told them what was wrong, and they understood, so they tried to give me more extra help. But then again, I was out of resource classes. I didn't need resource apparently, so they said, we'll just help them out, right? Seventh grade, I have to shout out to Miss Schmidt from Re 180, Miss Schmidt, because they understood my English level. She was the reason why I was, back in resource, and so was Miss Jones, and there was some couple teachers that didn't like me, but they didn't know who I was. They didn't know my problems.
Right. Yeah, we were having to explain them every single year. It seemed like they forget.
Yeah, and but those teachers were like, "Oh my god!" Like they just said, "You're done, huh?" I was like, "Yeah." So then I met this. Then I got pulled out. Like, Jaden, go to this room, and I met the one and only Miss Sosie.
Miss Sosie.
Yeah,
Let's
Miss Sosie.
give a clap for Miss Sosie, man. A great lady. Talk about passion
Yeah,
and love.
passion and love. She was like my teacher mom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you know, Miss Sosie. She made me, this, I know I felt comfortable in resource classes, but I didn't really share that much, but I was comfortable. But Miss Sosie, man, I talk about all kinds of things. Talk about being social, because of her, I was like, oh yeah, yeah. Like, she would ask questions that nobody has asked me before. And she tested me, and she said, yep, eighth grade, he needs to come here for help. He has an IEP. Can't mess that up. So eighth grade, I was in Miss Sosie's, which I had no problem with. I had no problem. And yeah, and that's where it began. I remember Miss Melkin. I was in band, and I don't know what happened. Miss Melkin, my band teacher, shout out to Miss Melkin, great band teacher. She always had this thing where she would let students host the band show, and I was like, I want to do that. I don't know why, but I love talking in the mic. I always thought it was so
You
fascinating.
can get that from your mom.
Yeah.
Little MC Marty out there.
Yeah, MC Marty.
But that's where you get it from. I didn't get that. So that comes from your mom, hands down.
Yeah, it comes from my mom. And I was like, Miss Melkin, I can do it. And she was like, okay. And there were some kids that were like, man, he can't do it. Like, he's gonna mess up, right? Because I had trouble talking, like I do sometimes. You guys can hear it. So but for some reason, when on that mic, hello everybody, my name is Jaden Villa, and welcome to our band show. I am a trumpet player, and my grade is eighth grade. And I would say all these things, and people are like, yeah, yeah, they're all excited, and that made me so happy. And Miss Melkin said, our next band show, you're gonna do it. You're gonna host automatically. You're gonna host. So and I went up to my mom. I was like, Mom, I was like, you see that? She's like, yeah. She's like, you need to do public speaking more. You got talent, right? And, I was like, yeah, but what would I do? You know what I mean? What would I do? So when I went to, so then I asked Miss Sosi, more questions about what learning disability was because I was, trying to find out what it is. She explained it. And I was like, nobody really talks about that. So
Nobody really talks about what learning disabilities.
learning disabilities, people are insecure, or people that are socially awkward and they don't socialize. Nobody really talks about that. Or there's people that can relate to that,
Yeah, and I mean, I want to kind of bring this back because you said that you did this show, the band show, or was it the talent show?
I also did the talent show,
Yeah,
yes.
and so, but since you were little, you've always been kind of doing your own, wanting to have your own YouTube channel. Do you remember?
Yeah.
I mean, since you were little, you were like, Dad, I'm gonna have my own YouTube channel, and you would make videos. And you were awesome at it. You were always so good, and you still are the way you just freestyle and just let loose. So that was always something that we felt you were meant to do. Um, but now you feel like you're more ready, right? Ready to step out and do this.
Yes, I feel more ready. I've always wanted to do vlogs. I love gaming. I love video games, but vlogs was the main thing. And I thought, I can also, talk to people, but I can also do vlogs.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
So now you got that confidence, right?
Now I got that
And that
confidence.
confidence is shining bright.
Yeah.
When you went to high school, you also did a couple of things. I know you wanted to work with. I forget the name of the program that you worked with in school.
Oh, yes. A wonderful program. We Are Able program. Shout out to it. The We Are Able program was always something I wanted to do, and they had band. I'm a trumpet player. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can, do the We Are program band. And Mr. Garrison was teaching too, and that made me more comfortable doing it. And the thing was, I was in We Are Able program. It opened my eyes more. Like it opened my eyes. Like these kids are awesome. Or these students, if you would, because some are adults. They're awesome. They're great people. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. I'm always the person that would talk to the quiet person that sits in the back. I've always talked to those people because
you were that person.
I was that person. I could relate to them more.
Mm.
When I was in We Are Able program, they're always cheerful. They're positive. They're happy. There's no negatives. You know what I mean? And teachers teach them that, and that's perfect. I feel like all teachers should teach students how to be more positive. They try to, but not. But it's there should be more of that because there's some schools that are like, okay, we gotta do this, and do that, instead of like, hey man, let's just stay positive. And so that made me that day. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Let's do this. I'm gonna make an Instagram account. I'm gonna do everything. Let's do it, Mom. I'm taking your advice. Let's do it.
Mhm.
So Trust the Process was made, and the reason why the name is Trust the Process is because I've always trust the resource program. I trust the We Are Able program, and the only way.
What other things that you've done, activity wise, has helped you?
Oh, the biggest thing in the world, and I love it to this day, is martial arts.
That also
I've
helped give you the confidence, right?
Yes, martial arts is actually the um, reason why like I can walk fine and things like that. You know what I mean? I didn't need occupational therapy. I just went into martial arts,
Mhm.
and I learned how to defend myself, so I'm maybe more confident. But I just love the sport.
So what with this show finally kicking off as
Finally.
of now,
Yeah.
what are you looking to do? Let's tell them about what's to come. What do you want to do with this show? Do you want to have guests come on? Is there certain people you want to talk to? What is your goal with this show?
Excuse me. Sorry. Um, I want to have special guests here. I definitely want teachers to be in here, but I want teachers who can teach kids with learning disabilities and also teach kids who are in honors and things like that, because those teachers are the most patient people in this world. We need more of those teachers.
Mhm.
So I really want to interview those teachers, especially Mr. Garrison. Shout out to Mr. Garrison, my band teacher. He was one of them, and he knew how to work with me.
Where is he from, Mr. Garrison?
He is from Raymond S. Kellis.
Okay.
I love the marching band. I love the jazz band. Shout out to him. I also want to interview normal teachers who teach just resource, like they teach like English. You know, kids with IEP, they teach them English, or they teach IEP kids math and things like that. You know, just specifically for kids
Right.
with IEPs. I also want to interview coaches for martial arts because they teach all kinds of people. Um, like not just like they didn't have like special classes. They would teach all kinds of people all together. And I would like to shout out to a gym I used to train in for Muay Thai, Seton Gym. They had a special program to teach kids with special needs how to do martial arts, and that's so awesome. There should be more programs like that, and because of that, that makes me want to also interview the We Are Able program, the principal or the president of the We Are Able program, the teachers who've been part of that community, or even just volunteers. And I would love for them to come in and also explain or talk about the events that's happening here in Arizona, and so people can go and check it out.
Mhm.
So yeah, and also I got to interview my mom.
Oh yeah, she'll be on here all day.
Yeah, all
My
day.
mom loves the mic too, so you two would go at it all day.
Yeah. Oh, and sorry.
No, go for it.
I want to interview just people who have learning disabilities, people who are who were insecure once and found a way to socialize, and people who live life different. You know what I mean? So I would love to interview those people.
Okay. So, not only this podcast, but you also have your Instagram account, Trust the Process.
Yes.
Why don't you ahead and give them that Instagram account?
Yeah. So it's trust_the_process.
Now on there, what do you do on there? You like to give tips and
Yes, I like to give advice. Like example, I did a video about anxiety, ways to help deal with anxiety. Not like I can't diagnose people with things, but I just teach them how I got over it. Like example, fidget toys, deep breath, or even just holding a cold bottle of water. I know it sounds dumb,
just
but
what you do, right?
yeah, just what I do.
helps you.
Yes.
Okay. And you also kind of give them a little in the life of Jaden once in a while, right?
Yeah. Oh, and I also want to start doing vlogs. So if you guys do follow Trust the Process, stay tuned for that.
And that will be on your Instagram account?
Yes. And I'm also going to start a YouTube channel here real soon. And I'm also going to put the podcast in the YouTube channel.
Okay.
So, people they don't have Spotify, they don't trust Spotify. So they're like, I like YouTube. So you guys can check it out on YouTube as well.
Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So anything else you want to speak on?
Man, where do I begin? I just want to say this has been this is awesome. I'm so glad that everything worked out. I'm so glad I have you into the show. Thank you, Dad,
Thanks.
for coming in.
Yeah.
And I would like to thank my mom, thank all the teachers. Thank you, Altaloma. Thank you, Raymond S. Callis, for everything. And just keep it up. And I love you all. Please stay safe out there in the world, and always be yourself. And don't ever think down on yourself because you're really beautiful. So this has been the first episode. Thank you, Dad, so much for coming in.
Oh yeah, I had to. And I'm gonna come. I'm gonna be here more often, hopefully.
Yeah, when we're probably gonna do a little fun talk, to make the show more comedic sometimes.
Yeah.
Just sometimes we all need a good laugh.
Absolutely.
All right. So thank you so much for coming in. Thank you, Dad. And this was the first episode. I love you all, and stay classy.